freshman, there were times when people were hurt. She kind of came in and was the savior.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, then she was hurt, and she's been in and out.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of how she might fit into the fabric of things when you have everybody and now she's healthy?
Yeah. There, I think there were times her freshman year when it seemed like we did have everybody and she played a lot, and it looked great because that's, one more shooter, one more real aggressive player. I think she's going to fit in great. We can put her at a lot of different places, when we want to go small, that gives us another shooter, another ball handler. It's just adds another player that stretches the floor a little bit. Coming from last year when AZ went down, and it was really hard trying to get open jump shots for people when you didn't have a lot of shooters. Having another one, it's just, I think, means everything because she's just, she's the same old Carol. She's fearless.
How did Paige look during the scrimmage, and do you expect her to play a lot on Saturday?
She's going to play. Whether I want to play her a lot or not, I don't know. If it was up to her, she'd play 40 minutes. But I know she's anxious to play, so I'm gonna play her. I think she's waited this long to get in the game, but exhibition games are exhibition games for a reason. So we'll see how much she can get done in the first half. Then I think we need to take a hard look at our young guys.
About Ice, she looked like she was walking gingerly on the sidelines, but she's been pretty good in practice.
She's a ginger walker. Not quite as good as Ginger Baker, but she's a ginger walker. Ice is, again, I keep expecting these guys to play like juniors and seniors, and sometimes I forget she hasn't played a college game yet. So Ice has skills that really transfer great to how we like to play and where we like to get our shots from. And I think she's going to be great there. She's just learning right now how to play the college game. It's one thing when a kid has been here and hasn't played but was able to practice all the time. She didn't play and didn't practice. So she's got a lot of catching up to do. And, but as far as her health, yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Amari, yes. Yana, no. No. Yana won't be ready.
Will she be ready by the season opener?
She says so. I figured, she learned quickly. When do I need to be ready? Probably November 7th. That's what a veteran would do, right? It's pretty sharp.
You've talked a lot about how much you're going to need Auriemma. She's in a spot where she can take on a bigger role for this team.
I hope so. And there are days when she does. So I hope we can count on her for a little bit every game, whatever that is, And it may be different every game, but hopefully we can get her in there and see what she's got. When you look at our front court, we're so thin that getting her back is a big boost, I hope. And when we get Yana back, it'll be another big boost.
Does Amari have one skill that she does pretty well in practice for you and is just working on other things?
varies, you know. There's glimpses of a lot of skills. It's us needing to get her to be consistent with those skills. You know, there's days when, you know, she's finishing around the basket. There's days when defensively she's affecting shots. You know, there's days when you know, she can rebound and help us. So there's a number of things that she could help us with. I just need to know what those are on a regular basis. And once we figure that out, then I think she'll be able to help us even more.
With an exhibition, like you said, being an opportunity to take a hard look at some of the younger guys, is there one particular situation or even one particular player you're most curious to learn something about?
I think I know what KK is all about. I think I know what we're going to get from her. You know, playing that position, she has to kind of, KK plays at one speed right now. You know, she plays really fast. So we've been trying to help her change the pace, you know. Watch Paige. People don't realize how explosive Paige is because she slows the game down for herself. And KK's speed and quickness will be even more accentuated if she would slow it down once in a while. So we're trying to do that. So I know what she is. And I think I know what Ashlyn is. I think I know where her strengths are, you know. She does it every day, you know, her mid-range game, and she's a much better three-point shooter than I thought. But Q's a mystery because she can be spectacular and then she could be average. And I want to see how she does when the lights go up, you know, because she's got a lot in the tank. And when you can shoot it the way she can shoot it, I think it's important that, you know, we find out how can we get her on the floor. In what situations can we get her on the floor? And Ice, you know, we already talked about Ice. You know, Ice has got to play huge role for us. Sometimes that's daunting for a freshman. You know, every freshman when you're recruiting them, like if you told them, listen, we just need you to play a really small role, 5 minutes. No, I want to play a big role. I want to play 35 minutes, you know. Okay. When they get here, listen, we need you 35 minutes. You got to play a big role. Really? So I hope she feels challenged by it and feels good about it because we are going to need a lot from her. And I think she wants to do it. She wants to give us a lot. You know, but again, I was Saturday, JJ and Tanya kept saying, you know, she hasn't played a college game yet. You know, so during the scrimmage when I would be like, come on, I know you're better than this. So it's going to take time.
I know you've coached against Tamika before. What's your take on the job she's done with Peyton?
It's hard. I mean, it's hard when you're a first-year coach. And we played there a couple years ago, and you know they're good. And they've had a good program, you know, and they've had some success over the years. So coming in, trying to establish yourself and getting your own culture set up there, it's going to take some time. But I'm sure she'll stamp the program with her personality. She already has, you know, upbeat and athletic and physical. And so I would think it's going to be, I would hope anyway, that it's going to look like just like her.
Did you figure her for a coach when she graduated, and what does it say that whole group is still involved in the game in some way?
Well, there was a reason we were that good when they were here. They loved the game. They didn't just play the game, they loved the game. The game meant a lot to them. And they gave a lot of themselves to the game. So I'm not surprised they're still involved in the game. I'm surprised Tamika's in the coaching end of it. But she was always very smart, always very aware, and always very, connected to everybody. So she's got the right personality for it, for sure.
So how close is Paige right now to, I know she's not all the way to where she's
Yeah.
could be, but how close is she to that?
I think she wants to see for herself on game days. I think she's looking at this exhibition game as I haven't put a uniform on and gone out on the court in a long time. So I want to get the rustiness off a little bit anyway before Wednesday. Just by what I see in practice, everything that she did before all this happened, she still does all that. She just does it a little more forcefully and a little more confidently. Not that she wasn't confident then, but there's this maturity about her, and she can voice it to her teammates. Like, this is what I want. Sometimes just one word, defensively in a situation, just one word that she says, fixes something that could be an issue right then and there. So there's not screw ups on who's switching, who's not, whose man is that. You know me. If I could, I'd play her 40 minutes every night right out of the gate, but I'm not going to do that. But she looks really, really good. She looks really good. Just the number of things that she adds. That it's not a slight on anybody else. They just can't make those plays, and she can. So everything's going to look way better just because she's on the court.
How was Daisy look? That 5 or 6 games to start last season when she was healthy, she looked like the best player in the country. And she says she feels good now. Has she been playing at a really high level?
Yeah. I've always said Azie's probably the most consistent player that we've had, throughout the whole preseason. She's she's the same. She's the same every single day. So that gives her confidence, I think, that she knows she's put the time in and she's worked at it. And the only downside with her is, she just hasn't been fully healthy for an entire year and not had a chance to play 39 games, whatever the case may be. But when she's at a high level, and it's more than just she's shooting the ball great. There's things that you didn't see before. The drives to the basket, some of the defensive things that she's doing. You just know that if you leave her in there, I've said this before, that there's going to be a 5-minute game where she just blows the game open. You just kind of keep waiting for that. It's coming. You just know. You know it's coming. You just have seen it too many times. I was really pissy with her the other day. She was 7 for 13 from the three-point line. It's like, how are we going to win when you shoot 7 for 13 from the three-point line? People will give their right arm to shoot 7 for 13 from the three-point line. So I think my expectation and her expectation are like everyone's going in. You just feel that way.
What did you like and not like from the scrimmage?
The scrimmage? Yeah, I do need one. What did I like about the scrimmage? Well, Leah, AZ, and Carol scored a lot of points. So we got what we expected, that those three would be carrying the biggest load. We didn't work a lot on some of the things that they did, and I thought we handled it great. And I think we learned a lot because defensively we were not very good at all. And it's crazy because we spent so much time on our defense this preseason, so much time. But in their zealousness, you know, we've become much more aggressive defensive team, much more wanting to pressure and push, that that we fouled too much. I think we committed 25 fouls or something like that. So that wasn't very good. So there's going to be a big learning curve, I think, because we played everybody. We played a lot of people. So Ice, KK, Ash played the best of all the young guys. So with KK, Ice, Ash, Q, you know, there's a lot of guys that didn't play any games there. Paige, you know, so she didn't play either. So there's still a lot of things that we have to work out. But we got accomplished what we set out to do. You know.
Paige didn't play in the scrimmage.
Is there anything lingering with her thumb that limits her ball handling or
No.
anything?
I mean, you saw her today. I mean, she does everything. It's on her left thumb. So no, nothing limits it. She can do anything. It's just thumbs and big toes, you know, like when you bang those up. It's painful and it's time consuming. So
When Paige and Nika have been on the floor together in practice, are things going as well as you had hoped? I mean, you do like playing with a couple guys who can distribute.
Mm-hmm. It works great. Works great with the two of them, and you know, we've always played with three guards. It's, you know, ever since I've been here, most of our lineups have been with three guards. Sometimes it's 2-point guards. Sometimes it's no point guards. You know. But no, those two are good together. They're really good together.
Going back to Caroline, you know, you said last week that all these injuries and concussions are really hard for her. How did you see her just process all that as a human outside of the court and be able to come back this year?
I don't know. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me. Because I've never seen anything like it. I can't even say, oh, I remember when I had this situation. I've never seen anything like it. You know, it's all this tightness and all this, you know, stress that her shoulders or neck or wherever all that stuff is just puts so much pressure on her that sometimes it becomes really, really difficult for her to do what she wants to do. And it's not like she's going to stop driving in there. It's not like she's going to stop, you know, going to the basket and doing stuff. So I just want her to be healthy. I want her to be 100%, both, you know, for basketball and going forward. You know, I certainly don't want her to constantly be living in that. You know, we talk about it in the office. Should we start Caroline or not? Well, you know, what if some days she just walks in and goes, I can't go today. All right. So I want to stop talking about that. I want to stop worrying about that. And this is the closest that she's been since freshman year. That she's going to be at practice, and she's gone through the entire practice, every practice. I'm really, really, really encouraged by that. because when she gets it going, man, I think she was 9 for 11 the other day in a scrimmage that we had from 3-point line. So that's what I'm talking about, not this 7 for 13 stuff. We're pretty fortunate. We got three really high level 3-point shooters, and then a bunch of other pretty good ones, but three really high level. Southern Connecticut State University.
The future of the game, is this something you would like to do in the future? Play regular season game somewhere overseas?
I think it's just a natural progression that the world is so much more connected now. Kids over in Europe or anywhere, Australia, anywhere where they play basketball, are so dialed in to what's happening in college basketball. And I think the NBA has just exploded all over the world, and basketball has become, it's not soccer yet, but it's pretty darn good. So they all know about who the best college programs are, what it's like to play here in college. They follow the games. So I'm glad that there's opportunities for teams to go and play over there. I think you're going to see more and more young international players come over here as time goes on. And I think they see the value of coming over here. Sometimes their choices, it's kind of like in the NBA, like how many guys can go right from college to the NBA? Very, very, very few. And some are one and dones. So over there, it's very similar. You come out of high school, you probably already are part of a club. And that club is trying to really win a lot of games. And you're 17. And the rest of the team is 25, 27. And you have to wait your turn. Or you come over here and you practice and play every day, playing games, and get pretty good coaching, and go back over there a better player than you were when you came over here. And you're still only 22. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that. And I'm all for it. I really am.
Tamika talked about a few times that if something happens to her, like a person they call, she calls her immediately. And then when you find out something happened,
So for me, that was the big joy part. To everyone. It's not unlike when you have kids. You can try to connect with them all you want, but really, it's on them to make sure that if your kids don't want to talk to you when they leave home, you're not going to make them talk to you. I don't care how many times you contact them. So for us, it's refreshing that she wants to be connected, and that just builds the connection because we loved everything about her when she was here, and it's like it hasn't changed. And that's what college is supposed to be all about, I think. I don't know if it's like that anymore, that you can build those kind of relationships like you could back then. But in the end, that's what college is supposed to be. You know, you go away from home and kind of make a new family and new friends, and those become sometimes the most important people in your life, people you meet in college. And the ones that really want to have a great connection with us, we have an amazing connection with. I mean, you try with a lot of them, and some it sticks more than others, like in any other situation in life. And she's one of them. She wants to stay connected. She wants to be involved. And I keep track of everything she does. She's so. And I think that's endearing, right? I can't say that publicly, but she's so full of shit. Because she got that whole group, Swin, Diana, Sue. Asia was the only normal one of the bunch. God bless her. The other guys, I could never say that publicly. So, if I hear from them, it's because some of you guys leaked it out. But she's just one of those people that walks in the room and thinks, I already know everybody in the room. That is because she leaves the room. Hey, who was that? Was that one of your friends? I don't know. I never met him before in my life. But, the whole time you're there, just unique individual like that. Genuine, too, in a lot of ways. First of all, who put together our fucking schedule, Anna? Neil must come up there when I have a golf match or something. And he throws out 3 names at me, and I go, yeah, all right, we're good. And I leave. Then I pick up the paper and see who we're playing. And I'm like, what the hell? Seriously?
Test, 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 test.